Hi guys, it's your boy Davion. Welcome to my channel, and you guys already know what we're about to get into. If you guys are interested, then stay tuned. I was asked to do this video because it's something that has been going on social media. Todrick Hall, for you guys who don't know him, look him up. He's basically a YouTuber slash celebrity. And YouTuber JustinJ had responded to Todrick's video, Thug, which is a single off of Todrick Hall's album, which also was a part of a larger body of work called Forbidden, played by a character who Todrick Hall created, who went through this interesting journey of self-discovery in this really Twilight Zone reversed world where everything was in reverse. So racism was in reverse, homophobia was in reverse. This character who Todrick Hall created traveled through the spectrum of self-discovery. The individual single for Thug was an interesting body of work for JustinJ to extrapolate from Todrick's body of work to critique and criticize. I want to say this before I go further. I'm not friends with JustinJ, nor am I friends with Todrick Hall, which I'm actually happy about because I get to speak candidly and honestly as an observer when I don't have personal relationships to people. Obviously, JustinJ made points in his critique of Todrick Hall's video. Now, my take on the situation is, for me, I do not see Todrick's video problematic for a few different reasons. One of those reasons is Todrick Hall's video for Thug, which was a video that was a play off of black gay men being attracted to super masculine, dominant, thuggish type black men. This could be interpreted by some to be a fetishizing or a hypersexualizing of black men. I understood what JustinJ was trying to say, but I also didn't understand, for those who are critics, why we don't criticize Trina, why we don't criticize Lil Kim, why we don't criticize Destiny's Child, which Todrick Hall brought up in a previous interview on another YouTube channel, where he spoke about being inspired by Destiny's Child Soldier, which you all know the video and the lyrics to Destiny's Child Soldier, which is basically the straight version of Todrick Hall's Thug. Todrick Hall did the gay version of Soldier. So what some call hypersexualization to me is simply adult content. I believe this is why we have censorship in America. Certain things are rated PG-13, rated R, certain things are for children, certain things are just for grown-ass people. And we live in a world where media and art has to cater to adults as well. So the things that grown adult artists are going to produce aren't always going to be progressive, nor are they always going to be positive, if that's the word we want to use for representation, because I feel like all representation is positive. So speaking to the Thug video, Thug is just a fucking reality. That's just point blank period. Black, gay, same gender loving men have perpetuated this idea that masculinity is what we are to strive for, and it is what we are to seek in our partners and in other black men. Most of my friends obviously have an attraction to masculinity. Some of them don't exclusively have only a attraction to masculinity. They like masculinity, and they like femininity, and they like guys who are neutral, guys who are nerdy. For some of them, there's a multitude of things that they are attracted to. And then I have certain friends who are attracted to just masculine men. Women are predominantly attracted to masculine men. I think the issue for me is making sure that we don't demonize masculinity just because we are having to dismantle toxic masculinity. A attraction to masculinity is very natural for those who are attracted to masculinity. There's nothing wrong with anybody wanting a dominant male, wanting a aggressive male. There are women who love being subservient. They love being a helpmate to a man. There are gay men who are very submissive, and they don't mind following rather than leading, because everybody isn't a leader. Some of my other criticisms for critics who criticize this video is also the fact that even though we're living in a time where there is race and colorism and prejudice and hypermasculinity, we still just want to have fun. Therefore, everybody isn't going to always produce a body of work and or a song and or a video that is towards kumbayaing of the world. The art is going to be sexual sometimes. It's going to be explicit sometimes. It's going to cater to just humor and laughter sometimes. Not everything is going to be so fucking serious and always in tribute and dedicated to the other things that we're dealing with as a community and as a collective. So I don't want to see us just start taking everything so fucking serious that somebody just can't produce something that's just fucking fun and meant to be lighthearted, something that's just meant to be enjoyable. And ironically, there's less people really criticizing the video than there are people who are. When I looked at the comment section underneath Todrick Hall Thug video, people really just enjoyed the eye candy. They enjoyed the sexuality of it. They enjoyed the lust of it, because we all lust. We all have attractions. We all have fantasies. Mostly everybody watches fucking porn. Everybody gets turned on. Everybody has hormones. So to see, you know, soft porn in music video and to just see sexiness dripping, whatever it is people define as sexy, is always going to be something that people can fucking appreciate. My issue is not necessarily that with the type of men Todrick Hall put in his video. I don't care that they're buff. I don't care that they're dark skinned. I don't care that they're well endowed. I don't care that they were gyrating their hips and dick slinging through the... I don't care, because there's a reality to people who are attracted to that, and that's a valid attraction. My personal issue, and what I think JustinJ is trying to say, is I also, like JustinJ, share a sentiment about this being the only symbol of attraction within our fucking community. I am tired of seeing the same type of niggas being perpetuated when Pride comes around, whether it's Pride Atlanta, Pride DC, where every flyer is about a white party, a pool party, a barbecue, a cookout, a concert, and there are these dripping, seemingly exotic dancers on every fucking flyer. These are not the only forms of sexiness, and these aren't the only type of men who have sex appeal. So I agree with JustinJ in terms of I would love to see thicker men also being revered as sexy. I would love to see skinnier men revered as sexy. I would love to see all hues and complexions, tones, and pigments of black men depicted as sexy. I am sick of this one-track mind about what is attractive. Now, once again, I'm not saying that's what Todrick Hall did, because Todrick Hall was playing a character. The video was in context to the whole body of work Forbidden, which I encourage you guys to go and check out because it was fucking amazing. A beautiful representation of black women, of black men, of black LGBT persons. I really had to give it up for Todrick Hall putting together a body of work that spoke to serious issues, but that also was fun to watch. But once again, this video was amazing to me because as a black LGBT person, seeing this type of representation was amazing. To see black gay men show up and be unapologetically gay, be unapologetically sexual, and to not apologize for that was amazing. To see niggas twerking, niggas rubbing their hands down their ass crack, seeing Todrick, you know, talking about what he likes done, what he likes doing to men. It was amazing to just see gay black men not give zero fucks, because I don't feel like as LGBT people, especially black LGBT people, we're already having our blackness policed. I don't agree with also policing the sexuality of gay men. However, once again, I am all about full representation. So these just aren't the only symbols we have to appreciate. These aren't the only type of men we have to be willing to say are attractive. We've got to expand our minds and stretch the whole blanket of all shapes, sizes, and mannerisms of men, and celebrate all of these individuals, because all of these men represent men that members of the LGBT community are attracted to, but that's not being seen in the commercial gay world. But I did appreciate the representation. I also appreciated Fly Young Red's video for Throw That Boy Pussy that came out like 4 years ago. It went fucking viral. The gays were here for the ratchetness of it all. Some gays weren't. And straight people definitely were either just shocked beyond all hell to see what they were seeing, and or they were just straight up demonizing the video and just how explicit and nasty and sexual it was. And it was just a very interesting moment for us all to have when that video dropped. And even though it was ratchet and it was explicit, and Fly Young Red was talking about eating ass and eating booty, once again, I could appreciate that because I have yet to see black gay men be able to be unapologetically gay in this world. And so to not reserve our sexuality, to not worry about being policed by heterosexual people and being able to talk the way that we talk in private, out in the open freely, just like heterosexuals do when they make explicit ass music, when they make explicit ass videos. Heterosexuals constantly have the privilege to be able to do what the fuck they want to do, create whatever content and art they want, no matter if it caters to the lower nature of man or whether it's of a higher poetic, in touch, progressive aspect of our own consciousness. Heterosexuals have access to the whole spectrum of art. And so just like I appreciated Fly Young Red's video and I appreciated those gay men twerking it out, slamming their asses on the concrete, doing fucking splits, and Fly Young Red talking about, you know, a fucking ass and making the ass gush and making the ass wet, like I was here for it. If you are a black gay male who has an issue with what Fly Young Red has done or what Todrick Hall did in this one single called Thug, then you also are the same gay man who has to have an issue with Lil' Kim's Hardcore, with Trina's The Baddest Bitch album, with most of the modern female rappers today who are hypersexual. They present themselves in hypersexual ways. They speak about men in hypersexual ways. The Cardi B of the world, who just had a bunch of fucking strippers on her stage, which I was here for it. Like, I'm here for the liberation of all people. And I'm not going to demonize this reality just because it maybe isn't my predominant reality, just because I'm not the gay man who is only attracted to masculine men, and just because I'm not the gay man who is twerking my ass all over the internet or hypersexualizing myself and thirst trapping constantly, and doesn't mean that I also am going to demonize people who do so, because we all have a sexuality. And I believe it's important for us, especially as black people, to start being so taboo about sexuality. Stop making sexuality something so dirty and something so, oh, we can't really talk about that. God gave us all a fucking sexuality. Everybody in this motherfucking world got here because their mama and their daddy was doing the fucking forbidden in the bedroom, or in the back of the motherfucking Cadillac, or in the back of the Motel 6. Like, everybody is here because we do the nasty. And there's no shame about sex nor sexuality, but I just don't want to see us only objectify each other. There should be other representations of black men. So my only issue with JustinJ's response, the fact that his commentary and his criticism felt a little narrow-minded. It was definitely out of context because he had not critiqued the whole body of work, which Thug was a part of. JustinJ, your commentary felt like it was criminalizing black gay men who are attracted to masculinity, who are attracted to the so-called thugs, or to the more masculine, adrenaline, testosterone-driven men, because those men are desirable to some men and some women, and there's nothing wrong with being attracted to that. I want to see all people represented in those valuable ways. As YouTubers and those of us who put our opinions out in the public, if those opinions get a reasonable amount of attention, I feel like we not only have a duty to talk shit and to call people to the carpet, but we also have a duty to also sit down with the very people, if there's opportunity for that, and to actually leave the demonstration behind for the audience to show that we can be people from two different walks of life with two different opinions about what's going on, and be able to come to the table and have some reconciliation, maybe find a middle ground, and agree to disagree on some things. I feel like we've got to get out of this clapback culture. We've got to start challenging ourselves out of just highlighting what's wrong, but also come to the fucking table and have the necessary fucking conversations with who we need to and really make things right and truly open up the dialogue, because I think that that's really fucking important. It's too many of us just simply trash talking, and we're not equally about really striving for a solution when we speak. We are just wanting to have reactions and frustrations with things and stay at our peace and then just leave it on the fucking floor, which can also be problematic as well, because we all can grow and none of us know it all, and we all can learn something from how each other live, from how each other think, and integrate that into our own growth so that we can be growing as a human being. So I hope JustinJ does take the opportunity, but judging from some of the things I saw JustinJ post on his Facebook, doesn't really look like he's going to sit down with Todrick Hall. Nonetheless, it created an opportunity for conversation about hypersexuality within the LGBT community. And we can also talk about the hypersexuality within the hetero community, because the hetero community is just as hypersexualized as any other fucking community. And all of our media, whether it's gay or straight, is sexual, it's progressive, it's loving, it's romantic. There's all of those elements, and I don't think there's anything wrong with any of them. But I think there is a problem when it comes to the issue of fetishizing, and that is something that happens in our community. White men do fetishize black men. They want black cock, they want black dick, but they do not care about black people. They do not care about the consciousness and the condition of black people's hearts and minds and the well-being of black people. Black people are just objectified, and sometimes as human beings we objectify each other. Sometimes men don't look at women as anything more than someone who can take care of them and someone who can fucking suck them. They don't really care about the nature and the condition of women. You have women who objectify men. They just see men as a wallet. They just want to know if a man can take care of them. They don't really give a fuck about the man they are involved with. They don't give a fuck about his life, his upbringing, his soul, the condition of his heart, his feelings, his desires. It's just all about whether he can provide for her. So we all have our work to do in all of our communities with cleaning up that shit, but we also can be sexual, and we can express that without having to apologize and without having to feel we're doing something wrong, because we're celebrating having a sexuality and we're celebrating having a attraction to one another. And as long as the space is for adults, adults can get carried away and do what they do when it's adult time. You guys tell me what you guys think. Make sure you rate, share, tweet, and comment this video. Hit that notification bell so you guys can keep up with my uploads, and I will talk to you guys later.